Buds will soon be flowers, birds will sing of spring. Now's the time when love should bloom for me. In my lonely hours, life's an empty thing. Clouds appear where skies of blue should be. It looks like rain in Cherry Blossom Lane. Welcome to Anton Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard, Episode 2. I am Charlotta, your mistress of ceremonies, your Zoom stage manager, and I play a small role in Anton Chekhov's very famous play from 1903. We are so glad you joined us. I see some familiar faces. Please remember to mute yourselves on your Zoom. If you want to be visible, that's up to you. And we will see you in about 45 minutes when we will have the pleasure of meeting all the actresses and showing our appreciation and perhaps talking together. It looks like rain in Cherry Blossom Lane. Enjoy the show.
Is it really I who am sitting here? Oh, I want to jump about and wave my arms. But suppose I'm dreaming. God knows I love my own country. I love it deeply. I couldn't look out of the railway carriage. I cried so much. But still, I must have my coffee. Oh, thank you, Fierce. Thank you, dear old man. I'm so glad you're still with us.
The day before yesterday.
He doesn't hear well. I've got to go after the Kharkov by a 5 o'clock train. I'm awfully sorry. I should like to have a look at you, to gossip a little. You're as fine looking as ever.
Even finer looking, dressed in Paris fashions, confound it all.
Your brother here, Leonid Andreyevitch, he thinks I'm a nouveau rich jackass snob. That's absolutely nothing to me. Let him talk. Only, I do wish you would believe in me as you once did, that your wonderful, touching eyes would look at me as they did before. That's hard to believe how quickly times have changed. My father was a serf. He spent his whole life working for your grandfather and your father, but you were the only one, the only one who did so much for me that I don't even think about any of that now. I don't. I love you like family. More than family.
I can't sit still. I'm in such a state. Oh, I'll never survive this happiness. You can laugh at me. I am a silly woman. Oh, my little cupboard. My little table.
You know, Nanny died in your absence.
Yes, bless her soul, I heard by letter.
And Anastasius too. And Peter Kosoy has left me and now lives in town with the commissioner of police.
My daughter Dashenka sends her love.
I want to say something very pleasant, very delightful to you. I'm going away at once. I haven't much time, but I'll tell you all about it in 2 or 3 words. As you already know, your cherry orchard is to be sold to pay your debts. And the sale is fixed for August 22nd. But you needn't be alarmed. Dear madam, you may sleep in peace. There's a way out. Here's my plan. Please attend carefully. Your estate is only 13 miles from the town. The railway runs by, and if the cherry orchard and the land by the river are broken up into building lots and then leased off for villas, you will get at least 25,000 rubles a year profit out of it.
Utterly absurd.
I don't understand you at all, Ermolai Alexeyevitch.
What don't you, with the holiday seasons, you'd make at the very least 100,000 a year. And if you announce it now, then by the fall, I bet there won't be a single plot of land left. Everything will be taken. In short, congratulations, you are saved. It's an amazing location. The river is deep, and the only thing is, of course, you'll just need to clear everything out. For instance, you'll have to pull down the old buildings, this house, which isn't of use to anybody, and cut down the old cherry orchard.
Cut it down? My dear man, you must excuse me, but you don't understand anything at all. If there's anything interesting or remarkable in this entire province, it is this cherry orchard of ours.
The only thing remarkable about this cherry orchard is that it is so big. There's a cherry crop once every 2 years, and yes, there's a lot of them. But what good are they? Nobody buys them.
This orchard is mentioned in the encyclopedic dictionary.
Unless we come up with a plan, unless we reach a decision, then on the 22nd of August, the cherry orchard and the entire estate will be auctioned off. Make up your minds, will you please? There is no other way, I swear to you. None. Absolutely none.
In the old days, 40 or 50 years back, they dried the cherries, pickled them and soaked them and made jam out of them. And it used to happen that
Be quiet,
they would
FIERS.
send the dried cherries off in carts to Moscow and Kharkov and money. And the dried cherries were soft and juicy and sweet and so pleasantly scented. They knew the way.
What was the way?
They've forgotten. Nobody remembers.
What about Paris, eh? Did you eat frogs?
I ate crocodiles.
Think of that.
Up until recently, if you lived out here in the country, you were either very rich or very poor. But now all kinds of people are coming. Oh, the neighboring towns, even the smaller ones, they're building summer homes. I mean, nothing fancy, just cottages. And I don't think it's far-fetched to believe in 20 years' time, there'll be even more. The demand for them, for like an escape from the city, it'll be extraordinary. People just want a place to unwind away from the chaos. Watch a sunset from their porch. And you give them a few acres of land, they will start to build gardens. They'll plant gardens, and I'm telling you, your cherry orchard will become a prosperous place.
You've lost your mind.
There are 2 telegrams for you, Mamooshka. Here they are. They're from Paris. I've done with Paris.
And do you know, Luba, how old that case is? That bookcase is exactly 100 years old. What do you think of that? We could celebrate its jubilee. It hasn't a soul of its own, but say what you will, it's a fine bookcase.
100 years. Think of that.
Yes, it's a real thing. My dear and honored bookcase, I congratulate you on your existence, which has already for more than 100 years been directed towards the bright ideals of good and justice. Your silent call to productive labor has not grown less in the 100 years during which you have upheld virtue and faith in a better future to the generations of our race, educating us up to ideals of goodness and to the knowledge of a common consciousness.
Yes.
You're just the same as ever, Leon.
Off the white into the corner pocket, red ball goes into the middle pocket.
It's time for me to go.
Will you take your pills now?
What I'm doing. Ow! You oughtn't take medicines, dear madam. They do you neither harm nor good. Give them here, dear madam. There.
You're off your head.
I've taken all the pills.
There's an appetite.
They here in Easter week and ate half a pail full of cucumbers.
What is he saying?
He's been muttering like that for 3 years. We're used to that.
Senile decay.
Oh, forgive me, Charlotta, Ivanovna. I didn't have a chance to greet you.
If you let people kiss your hand, then they will want to kiss your elbow, and then your shoulder, and then.
Oh, my luck's out today? Show us a trick, Charlotta Ivanovna.
Charlotta, do us a trick.
It is not necessary. I want to go to bed.
We shall see each other in 3 weeks. Now, goodbye. It's time to go. See you again. Au revoir. I don't want to go away. Hey, if you think about the villas, make up your mind, and just let me know, and I will raise a loan of 50,000 rubles at once. Think about it, seriously.
You go now.
I'm going.
Vulgar creature. I beg pardon. Varya's going to marry him. He's Varya's young man.
Don't talk too much, Uncle.
I'm not, Varya. I should be very glad. He's a good man.
To speak the honest truth, he's a worthy man. And my Dashenka also says that. She says a lot of things. But still, dear madam, if you could lend me 240 rubles to pay the interest on the mortgage
We haven't got it.
tomorrow.
We haven't got it.
It's true, I've nothing at all.
I'll find it all right. I never lose hope. I used to think everything's lost now. I'm a dead man. And then, lo and behold, the railway was built over my land and they paid me for it. Something else will happen today or tomorrow. Dashenka may win 20,000 rubles. Just a lottery ticket.
The coffee is all gone. We can go to bed.
You put on the wrong trousers again. What am I to do with you?
Anya's asleep. The sun has risen already. It isn't cold. Look, Mamooshka. What lovely trees. And the air. The starlings are singing.
Oh, the ground's all white. Do you remember, Luba? You haven't forgotten. There's that avenue. Going straight like a stretched strap. It shines on moonlight nights. Do you remember? You haven't forgotten.
My childhood. Days of my innocence. In this nursery, I used to sleep. I used to look out from here into the orchard. Happiness used to wake with me every morning. And then it was just as it is now. Nothing has changed. It's all white. Oh, my orchard. After the dark autumns and the cold winters, you're young again, full of happiness. The angels of heaven haven't left you. If only I could lift this heavy burden off my chest. If I could forget my past.
Yes. And they'll sell off this orchard to pay off debts. How strange it seems.
Look! There goes Mother into the orchard, dressed in white. She...
Where?
Oh, God bless you, Mamooshka.
There's nobody there. I thought I saw someone. At the right, at the turn, a little white sapling bent down, looking just like a woman. What a marvelous garden. White masses of flowers. Oh, the blue sky.
LUBOV, Andreyevna.
I only wanted to show myself, and then I'll go away. I was told to wait until tomorrow, but I didn't have the patience.
It's Peter Trofimov.
Peter Trofimov. Once the tutor of your Grisha. Have I changed so much?
That's enough. That's enough, Luba.
But I told you, Peter, to wait till tomorrow.
My Grisha, my boy. Oh, Grisha.
What are we to do, Mamooshka? It's the will of God.
It's all right. It's all right.
My boy's dead. He was drowned. Why, my friend? Anya is asleep in there, and I'm being so loud. I'm making such noise. Well, Peter, what's made you look so bad? Why do you look so old?
On the train, an old woman called me a decayed gentleman.
You used to be such a nice young tutor, and now your hair's not at all thick and you wear spectacles. Are you really still a student?
Oh, I suppose I shall always be a student.
Well, let's go to bed. And you've grown old, Leonid.
Guess we've all got to go to bed. Ow! Oh! Ah! Ah! Ow! Oh! Ow! Ah! My gout. Oh, I'll have to stay the night here. If only, Lubov Andreyevna, my dear, you could get me 240 rubles in the morning.
Still the same story.
Just 240 rubles to pay the interest on my mortgage.
Haven't any money, dear man.
I'll pay it back. It's a small sum.
No, Leonid will give it to you.
By all means, hold out your hand.
Why not? He wants it. He'll give it back.
My sister hasn't lost the habit of throwing money about. Oh, stand off, do. You smell of poultry.
You're just the same as ever, Leonid Andreyevitch.
Really? What did he say?
Your mother's come from the village. She's been sitting in the servants' room since yesterday and wants to see you.
Bless the woman.
Shameless man.
A lot of use there is in her coming. She might have come tomorrow just as well.
Mother hasn't altered a scrap. She's just as she always was. She'd give away everything if the idea only entered her head.
Yes. If there's any illness for which people offer many remedies, you may be sure that particular illness is incurable. I think. I work my brains to their hardest. I've several remedies, very many, and that really means I've none at all. It would be nice to inherit a fortune from somebody. It would be nice to marry our Anya to a rich man. It would be nice to go to Yaroslav and try my luck with my aunt, the Countess. My aunt is very, very rich.
Only God helped us.
Don't cry. My aunt is very rich, but she doesn't like us. My sister, in the first place, married a lawyer, not a noble. She not only married a man who was not noble, but she behaved herself in a way which cannot be described as proper. Oh. She's nice and kind and charming, and I'm very fond of her, but say what you will in her favor, and you still have to admit that she's wicked. You can feel it in her slightest movements.
Anya's here.
Really? Yeah. It's curious, something's got into my right eye. I can't see properly out of it. And on Thursday when I was at the district court.
Why aren't you in bed, Anya?
Can't sleep. It's no good.
Oh, my darling. My child. Oh, you're not my niece. You're my angel. You're my all. Believe in me. Believe.
I do believe in you, Uncle. Everybody loves you and respects you, but Uncle dear, you ought to say nothing. No more than that. What were you saying just now about my mother? About your own sister? Why would you say those things?
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes, really. It was awful. God save me. And only just now I made a speech to a bookcase. It's so silly. And only when I finished did I know how silly it was.
Yes, Uncle dear, you really ought to say less. That's all. Keep quiet. That's all.
You'd be so much happier in yourself if you only kept quiet.
All right. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. But now let's talk business. On Thursday, I was at the district court, and a lot of us met there, and we began to talk this and that and the other. And now I think I can arrange a loan to pay the interest into the bank.
If only God helped us.
I'll go on Tuesday. I'll talk with them about it again. Oh, Don't howl. Your mother will have a talk to Lopakhin. He, of course, won't refuse. And when you've rested, you'll go to Yaroslav to visit the countess, your grandmother. And so you see, we'll have 3 irons in the fire and we'll be safe. We'll pay up the interest. I'm certain, I swear on my honor, on anything that you will at the estates will not be sold. I swear on my happiness. Here's my hand. You may call me a dishonorable wretch if I let it go to auction. I swear by all that I am.
How good and clever you are, Uncle. I'm happy now. I'm happy. All is well.
Leonid Andreyevich, don't you fear God? When are you going to bed?
Soon, soon, you go away fierce. I'll undress myself. Well, children, bye-bye. I'll give you the details tomorrow, but let's go to bed now. I'm a man of the 80s. People don't praise those years much, but I can still say that I've suffered for my beliefs. The peasants don't love me for nothing. I assure you, we've got to learn to know the peasants. We ought to learn how they...
You're doing it again,
Be
Uncle!
quiet, Uncle.
Leonid Andreyevich!
I'm coming. Go to bed now. Off to cushions, into the middle. I turn over a new leaf.
My God, man. Are you going to bed? Sir.
I'm coming, you old fool. Go on without me for once.
I'm not worried anymore. I don't want to go to Yaroslav. I don't like the countess, but I'm content now. Thanks to Uncle.
It's bedtime. There's been an unpleasantness here while you were away. In the old servants' part of the house, as you know, only the old people live, little old Efim and Polya and Evstigny and Karp as well. They started letting some people spend the night. And I said nothing. And then I hear that they were saying that I'd ordered them to be fed on peas and nothing else from meanness. You see, it was all Evstigny's doing. And I thought, well then, very well, just you wait. So I call Evstigny. He comes. What's this, I say? Evstigny, you old fool. Anya. Dear. She's dropped off. My darling's gone to sleep. She's asleep. Asleep.
I'm so tired. All the best. Uncle dear. Mother and Uncle.
Sleep, my darling. Sleep. Sleep.
My son. My spring.
It looks like rain in Cherry Blossom Lane. The sunshine of your smiles no longer there. It looks like rain in Cherry Blossom Lane. Your golden voice no longer fills the air. There'd be no rain in Cherry Blossom Lane if you were there to tell me that you care.
Thank you for joining us for Anton Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard, Episode 2. You may unmute yourselves and show your appreciation by applause. And I would like you to meet all of the actresses. We have a woo.
Woohoo!
Thank you. Now, who knew? But apparently my Russian accent is not absolutely authentic. Samantha has a better Russian accent than I do, so I am going to allow our Anya, aka Samantha, to introduce the cast to you by name and character. Samantha, will you join me in the spotlight? There you are.
Hi,
are you?
I'm Samantha Gorjanc, and I played Anya this evening.
Yay!
We have as LUBOV Andreyevna RANEVSKY, we have Margi Sharp Douglas. As ERMOLAI ALEXEYEVITCH LOPAKHIN, we have Vanessa Miller. As FIERS, we have Erika Iverson.
Yay!
As YASHA, we have Veronica Jurado.
Woohoo!
As PETYA TROFIMOV, Morgaine Gooding-Silverwood. As VARYA, or Barbara Mikhailova, Kim Ima.
Encore!
As Boris Borisovich SIMEONOV-PISCHIN, Rebecca Harris. As LEONID Andreyevich GAEV, Lilliane Klein. And finally, our director and also Charlotta Ivanovna, Rachel Murdy.
Congratulations, wonderful.
Thank you all so much for being here. I also want to say that our beautiful young Mamooshka ghost in the forest was Ms. Georgina Bates on the film at the end. Audience tonight, I hope she is, or she will see this video. So thank you so much for being here. I can only spotlight 9 of us at a time. I think we could go to gallery view. I hope you weren't watching in gallery view. I forgot to tell you that. One of the things that I should have told you next time. So I'm going to be watching in gallery view right now where I can see, I can see that Ralph Martin is here, Carrie Ahern, Sylvia, Rose, Julianne, Melissa. Thank you all so much for coming. Matt Ema, Eric, I see you now. Thank you to Katie and Peter who helped us, assisted us with Zoom and with some technical things. And we're going to be here for a little while. And if you have anything to say, we don't have anything prepared. You don't need to say anything. We don't have any questions, but we'd love to hear thoughts if you have them, or even if you just want to make them up on the spot. I do have my dear friend Ralph Martin in the audience. Perhaps he's not there. Maybe he just turned on his Zoom and walked away. But sometimes he's very, I don't know if he wants to show himself, but he can be quite talkative. If somebody else wants to jump in, I won't say that Ralph has to do it, but sometimes he likes to talk.
Yeah. What? We're just wow. No, I think that's wow. Wow is what we have to say. I'm here with Tina, and we're in love with your work, and that's it's as simple as that. And I mean, there's some your work. Each face of yours is a wonderful piece of work in and of itself. But this thing you've got going, this medium, which is kind of a synthetic medium, you're really boldly going into a beautiful territory, beautiful lyrical territory. It just fills us with joy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, lyrical territory. Okay, yeah.
And do you want Venmo or Zelle?
Cash, all cash.
Oh no!
They'll each be getting a $2 bill tomorrow in the mail.
Right. I got cherries.
Or $3.
Thank you. Yes, I can't believe that I stumbled upon this thing that I adore doing, and that I'm able to assemble this kind of talent and enthusiasm and dedication on Zoom. And it has something to do with the commute. I can get these women together because we just make it happen in between other things we're doing. And it's no longer the pandemic, so we don't have to be on Zoom. But I enjoy being with them so much on Zoom. And of course, with you all, having this date that we finally present the second half of the first act, and now we start on the second act. So thank you, Ralph.
It's a great inspiration to all of us. As you say, we're